Jai Hind children, welcome to my YouTube channel SOS Study Point. Student, today I am here with a new topic of class 11 Snapshot book, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Student, today we will see what is the plot of this story, what is the value point of this story. So now let us see what is the story of this chapter. Now student, you can see this picture on your screen. On the screen you can see this picture, and with the help of this picture you can see this horse. So your chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, is totally centralized on the horse. So this chapter is written by William Saroyan. So first thing, as I told you in my every video, so first of all let us see about William Saroyan, some related fact about his life. So what is the fact of the author? So there are some points which is related with the life of the author William Saroyan. Now let's see. You can see here William Saroyan was born in Fresno, California on August 31st, 1908. He was the son of Armenian immigrants. After his father's death in 1911, William spent 4 years in an orphanage. Selling newspapers at the age of 8, he attended public schools in Fresno until, as he said, I had been kicked out of school so many times that I finally left for good when I was 15. In 1928, Saroyan decided to become a writer. But it was 1934 before his short stories began appearing consistently in major magazines. His first book was The Daring Young Man on the Flying Trapeze and Other Stories. This was published in 1934. At this time, he concentrated on short stories. 7 collections appeared. So in that year, his 7 collections just appeared from Inhale and Exhale, which was just published in 1936, and To My Name is Aram. It is just published in 1940. So as this work was very famous, so the works centers on memories of San Francisco and Fresno and shows his joy in living. So My Name is Aram was particularly lyrical. This chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, is the only part of his fiction My Name is Aram. So this is an extract which is just taken from the novel of the author My Name is Aram. So let's see first thing about the lesson. So we will see here what is the main point available in this story. So let's see what is the central theme of this story. So in this story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse is written by William Saroyan. The story is about 2 Armenian boys, Aram and Murad, who belongs to the Gargolian family. Their tribe is known for their honesty. They are poor and can hardly earn money for food. They both long to ride a horse. Murad had stolen a horse from a farmer a month ago. One early morning, he brought it to the window of Aram and asked him to come along for a ride. They rode the horse for many days. When Aram gets to know the horse is stolen, he gets shocked but discounts the stealing in his mind. One day, the owner of the horse, John Barrow. So you can see here, the owner of the horse was John Barrow, who comes to his house to complain about the missing horse to Uncle Khusro. One day on their way back to hide the horse on the deserted vineyard, they meet. They meet the owner and feel guilty at the end. And the next morning they return the horse back to the owner's barn. So here you can imagine, and also you can understand the background of the story, but we will see here detailed of the story in this video. So now I just want to show you about the character. These are some facts related to the character. First character is Aram. You know, Aram is the narrator of this story. He is also a writer of this story. He is a 9-year-old Armenian boy and a member of the Gargolian family who live in the San Joaquin Valley in California. The Gargolians are poor and cannot afford things like horses, and they are too honest to steal, which deals to Aram's confusion as to why Murad has the white horse in the first place. He has dreamed of riding a horse his entire life, and this desire leads him to justify Murad's actions and keep riding a horse that is not his own. Now, this is the next character, Murad. Murad is Aram's 13-year-old cousin. His family believes that he is crazy and that he has inherited the craziest trait from his uncle Khusro. Nevertheless, Aram admires him for his way with animals and his ability to ride the horse. Murad borrows the horse from John Barrow by himself and he keeps it hidden in a barn for over a month, but he eventually allows Aram to ride it too because he knows Aram longs to ride a horse someday. So now these are the points about the life of Murad. Now next character, Uncle Khusro. This is very interesting character in this story. Khusro is Aram and Murad's crazy uncle. He is believed to be the father of spirit. It means Murad's. Though Murad is not his direct descendant, he is a tall man who is always angry, impatient, and loud. Khusro has a reputation for telling others to stop talking and ordering them to what? Pay no attention. This is the tagline of Uncle Khusro. He said this even when his own house was burning. So you can understand with the help of this line. When his house was burning, then he just tell this line, pay no attention. Now this is the next character, the owner of the horse, John Barrow. John Barrow is an Assyrian farmer and a friend of the Gargolian family. Aram discovers that Barrow is the owner of the white horse when he comes to their house and tells Aram's mother that his horse had been stolen. Barrow replied on the horse for transportation. Without it, he had to walk 10 miles with a sore leg to get to Aram's house. In the end, he chooses to believe his heart over his eyes and not accuse Aram and Murad of stealing, though he notices that their horses a striking resemblance to his stolen one. His father in the boys prompts them to return the horse to him. So now you can just see this character and you can just understand these things about the character. Let's see this video. This is a small short clip related with the story. Just watch and try to understand this story.
Let's start with the second book, that is Snapshot. The first chapter of your book, Snapshot, is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. One of the major themes of The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Saroyan is honor. The young boy, Aram, explains the underlying philosophies of his large extended family. Although they were poor, yet they had pride and morals. Before proceeding, we shall know about the author of the chapter. William Saroyan was an Armenian-American novelist, playwright, and short story writer. He was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Drama in 1940. And in 1943, he won the Academy Award for Best Story for the film adaptation of his novel, The Human Comedy. Saroyan wrote extensively about the Armenian immigrant life in California. Many of his stories and plays are set in his native Fresno. Some of his best-known works are The Time of Your Life, My Name is Aram, and My Heart's in the Highlands. Characters play equally important role. So the characters of the chapter are Aram, who was a 9-year-old kid who belonged to Garo-Ghelanian tribe of Armenians. He believed in a carefree and joyful life. He was a very honest and timid guy. He had the raw innocence of childhood. He was free from the clutches of modern man's life. His life was surrounded by the freshness and openness of nature. Murad. Murad has been described in the story as an animal lover. He sang when he rides a horse. His passion for riding made him a fearless rider. He had a way with horses and knew how to tame them against running world. He took care of the horse, which shows his dexterity in his field. Also, he seems to be emotionally attached to the horse. Uncle Khusrawi is explained to be a very impatient man. He was uncle of Aram and Murad. This worked to his disadvantage one day when he was getting his hair trimmed by a barber and he came to know that his house was on fire. He had an amazing reaction when he said, "It is no harm, pay no attention to it." Enough, it's no harm, I say. He paid no heed to anything serious or trivial. The next is John Byro. John Byro has been projected to possess a very clean, pure, and loyal heart. He could never ever suspect the clan of Aram for stealing. His innocent eye could never imagine that anybody from the tribe could steal his horse. He used the phrase tooth for tooth to emphasize the similarity between both the horses. However, he never suspected the brothers to steal the horse because of their family being famous for their honesty. Now, let's know more about the boys, uncle, and beautiful horse with the help of the detailed summary. So the summary is: Aram and Murad were two poor boys who belonged to the Armenian Garo-Ghelanian family, who were well known for their honesty since the 11th century. One early morning, when Aram was asleep and was enjoying pleasant dreams, his cousin Murad showed up to his window with a beautiful white horse. Aram couldn't believe it and was thinking it was a dream. But since there was a little light outside, he knew this for sure that the horse was real. As they were poverty-stricken, he couldn't believe that the horse was their own. He was trying to figure out if the horse had been stolen by his cousin. Murad had come to invite him for a ride along. He asked him to make it quick before everyone in the world wakes up. Aram wore his clothes and jumped out of the window and sat behind Murad on the horse. They rode on the old countryside of the area where they lived, Walnut Avenue. After some time, Murad asked him to get off as he wanted to ride the horse alone. Ram asked him if he could also ride the horse all alone, just like him, to which Murad said they will see, as it was for his own safety. He got to know that Murad had stolen the horse a month ago and was riding it every morning. When Aram got his chance of a ride, the horse took him to the vineyard and threw him off and ran away. After searching for 30 minutes, Murad finally managed to find the horse, and they hid him in a deserted vineyard that had some oats and alfalfa. Murad had a way with everything, especially horses. He knew how to handle every type of animal and also humans. Every morning for 2 weeks, they would take the horse for a ride and then hide it again. One day, John Biro came to Aram's house to talk to his uncle Khusrove, who was an irritated and loud man who shouted at almost everything. Biro told him about his missing horse, whom he bought at $60. For 1 month, he couldn't find it and he walked for 10 miles to come to their house. Khosrow roared at him and told him, "It's no harm, pay no attention to it." Biro became irritated by his attitude and he went away. Aram went to Murad and told him about the missing horse of Biro and asked him not to return the horse until he learns to ride it. Murad told him that it would take 1 year for him to learn to ride the horse. He further angrily added that they could not be thieves as their tribe is known for honesty, and said that they would return the horse after 6 months. One day on their way back to hide the horse to the hidden spot, they met John Biro, who was going back to the town. He talked to them and carefully examined the horse. He admitted that the horse looked exactly like the one he had, but since he knew his parents and the honesty of their family, he didn't believe that they had his missing horse. He assumed it was a twin horse. Murad managed to let Biro assume that it was not his horse, so they went away. The next morning, both of them took the horse back to Biro's vineyard and put it in the barn. The dogs followed them along quietly and they left the place. The same afternoon, John Biro came back to his house to tell his mother about his horse, who had come back. He was very happy and was astonished to see the horse better tempered, and it was stronger than ever. Uncle Khusrove again roared, "Quiet, man, quiet. Your horse has been returned. Pay no attention to it." The moral of the story is the poverty doesn't limit one's moral values. Despite the challenges one encounters, the person shouldn't take the wrong path. Although Aram's family was poor, but they had pride and honor. Murad, who was considered crazy by his family, shone great traits of an honest person. Though he stole the horse, but his affection towards it was genuine. Because of their genuineness, John Biro didn't accuse them for stealing, as the horse was well taken care of. The most important thing to understand from the chapter is that of all the economical challenges, one shouldn't steal something that doesn't belong to him or her, that can easily land him or her in a big trouble. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
So I hope all of you can understand this story and background of this story. So let's see the next thing. Summary. So as the story you have just watched in the video, in the short clip, so I think all of you can understand, but here I just have this content for you in the form of summary. So let's see what is the complete story of this chapter. So this is the first line. Aram and Murad were two poor boys who belongs to the Armenian Gargolian family. You know, Armenian boys who just belongs to a Gargolian family. Gargolian family also just known as the family on whom you can keep trust. The poor family and also honest family. This is Gargolian family, who were known for their honesty since the 11th century. One early morning, when Aram was asleep and was enjoying pleasant dreams, his cousin Murad showed up to his window with a beautiful white horse. Aram could not believe it and was thinking it was a dream. But since there was a little light outside, he knew this is for sure that the horse was real, as they were poverty stricken. He couldn't believe that the horse was their own. He was trying to figure out if the horse had been stolen by his cousin. Murad had come to invite him for a ride along. He asked him to make it quick before everyone in the world wakes up. Aram wore his clothes and jumped out of the window and sat behind Murad on the horse. So here in this paragraph you can see Aram was asleep in his room while Murad just came there with a beautiful white horse, and he just tried to wake up to Aram. And when he just wake up and also just looked and peeped out from his window, then he saw that Murad was there with a very beautiful horse. But he knew that Murad is not a such types of person who can afford these types of horse, because they belongs to an Armenian, because they were Armenian boys and also belongs to a Gregorian family. So they are poor, but he knew that this family is a trusted family who cannot steal anything. But here Aram knew very well Murad did not have a lot of money to purchase these types of horse. Then he knew that he has stolen that horse from somewhere else. But here Murad just offered him to come and take a ride of this horse. Now, the next paragraph. They rode on the old countryside of the area where they lived, Walnut Avenue. They went there. After some time, Murad asked him to get off as he wanted to ride the horse alone. So now that time, Murad asked him to get off as he wanted to ride the horse alone. Aram asked him if he could also ride the horse alone just like him, to which Murad said they will see, as it was for his own safety. So now here Murad did not want to give him that horse to ride alone, but Aram wanted to ride that horse alone. He got to know that Murad had stolen the horse a month ago and was riding it every morning. So now this is the fact. He got to know that Murad had stolen the horse just before a month ago and was riding it every morning. When Aram got his chance of a ride, the horse took him to the vineyard and threw him off and ran away. After searching for 30 minutes, Murad finally managed to find the horse, and they hid him in a deserted vineyard that had some oats and alfalfa. Murad had a way with everything, especially horses. He knew how to handle every types of animal and also humans. So here we can see Murad was not a gentle person. He was a very clever person. Every morning for 2 weeks they would take the horse for a ride and then hide it again. They were just doing these things again and again. One day John Barrow came to Aram's house to talk to his uncle Khusro, who was an irritated and loud man who shouted at almost everything. Barrow told him about his missing horse, whom he bought at $60 for 1 month. He couldn't find it and he walked for 10 miles to come to their house. Khusro roared at him and told him, "It's no harm. Pay no attention to it." Baro became irritated by his attitude and he went away. Aram went to Murad and told him about the missing horse of Baro and asked him not to return the horse until he learns to ride it. Murad told him that it would take 1 year for him to learn to ride the horse. He further angrily added that they could not be thieves as their tribe is known for honesty, and said that they would return the horse after 6 months. So this is the value point of this story, because they don't want to return that horse, because in society every person knew that their family is known for their honesty. That is why no one will believe on that they will steal the horse. So they were just taking advantage of that fact. Now next paragraph. One day on their way back to hide the horse to the hidden spot. So this is the time when both of them were just going to hide that horse on the hidden spot. They met John Barrow, who was going back to the town. He talked to them and carefully examined the horse. He admitted that the horse looked exactly like the one he had, but since he knew his parents and honesty of their family, he didn't believe that they had his missing horse. He assumed it was a twin horse. Murad managed to let Barrow assume that it was not his horse, so they went away. The next morning, both of them took the horse back to Barrow's vineyard and put it in the barn. The dogs followed them all along quietly, and they left the place. The same afternoon, John Barrow came back to his house to tell his mother about his horse who had come back. He was happy and was astonished to see the horse's better temper, and it was stronger than ever. Uncle Khusro again roared, "Quiet, man, quiet. Your horse has been returned. Pay no attention to it." So on the basis of this paragraph, you can see here, pay no attention to it. This is the tagline of Uncle Khusro. So you can understand the story of this chapter. So I hope it is very helpful for you to understand this story and concept of this story, also with the plot of this story. So just try to understand and read it very carefully, and just try to make your notes properly. So this is the summary of this story. So thank you. Have a nice day, students. So I hope you can understand and you like it. So please subscribe and like this channel.